Hey, after a long hiatus, we're back on Reasonably Hyped here with my man Deo Blas. Thank you for coming back, man. You've been on a little bit of a. It's not a vacation though, right? You were doing some
No.
heavy construction at your home, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's been a long time coming, but we got it done.
I'm
And
happy to hear, man. Hey,
yeah.
if you guys want his on Twitter, right? You put some pictures up and all that stuff. It looks beautiful. You got a little bidet going on over there,
Heck,
from what I
oh,
heard.
that's the my favorite upgrade of the
You
whole
know,
thing.
you don't gotta tell us too much about it, but we understand. I feel like we understand. I think I
Yeah.
forgot to say, but I'm Carlos Macias, your host of this here fine program. Look, Dale, I think we want to keep it spicy around here, man. I know the last time and yeah, actually before that, I want to say thank you, man, because you've been holding up the fort on the reviews front on the website, man. I think the last
I
two are
try.
like yours, so thank you very much, man. I hope you enjoyed those games.
I do,
Um,
I do. I thank you for reaching out to the publishers and getting those for us. So,
no
I
worries,
I
man.
actually I really do I really enjoy the review process.
Now,
So,
I do. Sometimes people are like, "Oh, well, we get free games, blah blah," and I'm like, "Look, honestly, it's quote unquote free game, but it's like a tool to do the job, right? Like,
exactly.
so to
Exactly.
me, I understand people are like, oh, free games and this and that, but I'm like, look, we appreciate it, sure, but it's a tool to kind of do the job and review the game, and right, and so
Hmm.
they get a little bit of
Hmm.
coverage. Anyways, let's start off. I want to keep it spicy right off the bat. Why is Nintendo lying to folks, man? I don't understand this. Look, they're saying that so this is what happened. Bloomberg, which very reputable site. We were talking off air a little bit, but I don't think they're liars necessarily. But they reported that Nintendo has sent out 4K Switch units to developers. And you know I figure they interviewed some people, and they kind of they're just not straight up lying to people. But Nintendo did come out with the straight up like a Twitter, very official. They said, quote, a news report on September 30th, 2021. I already like that they didn't even reference Bloomberg on this. Falsely claims that Nintendo is supplying tools to drive game development for a Nintendo Switch with 4K support. To ensure correct understanding among our investors and customers, we want to clarify that this report is not true. First tweet. Second tweet. We also want to restate that, as we announced in July, we have no plans for any new model other than Nintendo Switch OLED model. That's the official title right there, which will launch on October 8th, 2021. Look, I got plenty of thoughts on this, Deo, but I don't want to talk too much before I give you a chance here. What do you think on this, man? What are your thoughts about this whole
I
thing?
I do think that Nintendo is lying to us. Like the face that they set up and
Yeah,
that those two official tweets they have to say because of to protect themselves
yeah.
somehow. But I do believe that they are lying to us. I believe there are several outlets, gaming outlets that have confirmed and corroborated the story that there are these 4K hardware, Switch hardware out there,
Yeah.
and they're testing it out right now. But I don't know if there's like an NDA problem or something
Yeah.
going on that they might have violated in order to get past that, but I believe Nintendo is definitely not telling us the entire truth here.
Well, and the funny thing is that I didn't get the quote from him, but I do like how Zynga is involved with this crap too. Like, we
Right.
don't have any Nintendo 4K units, and like, first of all, Zynga, aren't they like a fucking mobile house? Like,
Mobile.
they're on
They're mobile.
mobile iOS and Android. Why would they have them anyways? I don't understand.
Hmm.
But it's kind of like you're saying, man. It's Nintendo. Look, they're straight up lying to us, and it's not like the first time they've done it either, right?
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of some examples in the past, but they're definitely a company. Look, it's a company, like any firm, is for profit, right? So what do these guys say? The Nintendo Switch OLED model, that's the full title right there of this new Switch, is, it's coming out in a few weeks, next week, I believe, right?
It's
Next
next week.
Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's next
it's
week.
it's
Yeah.
coming out next week. So what do they want to do? They don't want people to kind of push it off to like not upgrade and not like get it.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, no. The one we have, I mean, they reiterated in their second tweet. They were like, wait. We only have this OLED model coming out. So what do you think is their motivation? What do you think? But, well, I feel like it's clear, but what do you think?
So I think given how the chip shortage has been affecting like everything worldwide, their plan was to have some sort of upgraded 4K version of the Switch,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
But that obviously didn't happen. So they needed to fill it with something else. with another piece of hardware or special edition. They usually do that with like when they
Like
make
Animal
brand new models.
Crossing and the
Yeah, like
Pokemon stuff, right?
they give you like these
Yeah,
extra like decals or this a special edition dock or whatever like that in order
yeah.
to pad that, right? So when that happens, they're able to maintain like that sales
Momentum.
momentum that
Hmm.
they have, especially with the Switch. It's been an all-time high, like fantastic sales for them, right?
Yeah.
And if there are rumors that there was like an upgraded Switch compared to like the one that they're releasing next week, yeah, of course that people are going to try to hold off
Yeah.
on purchasing the new one. Even though I heard the new one is fantastic. Like I
It
saw,
looks great.
you know,
I've talked to a few friends and they're like, I just wanted to look nice on my TV. That's the main thing to me is the fact that it's not like more powerful. It doesn't make your frames better. It
yeah,
doesn't necessarily push it to 4K, which is obviously they sent those devs out. Stop messing with us, Nintendo. Stop lying to us. But it is one of those things. It's the thing is, it's like it's logical to think that of course they're working on the next version. Of course they want to
they
kind of
need
keep
to.
up. Yeah, they need to, right?
They need to. Like they
Yeah.
dropped that Bayonetta 3 trailer, and
Hmm.
like don't get me wrong, Bayonetta 3 looks really
Don't
good,
hate on her
and
braids. She's got braids now.
I don't. She looks beautiful,
Uh,
but like the game kind of ran like butt. Like it
mhm.
was is low res.
Yeah,
You could tell that it could totally chug in
yeah,
certain like really action-packed scenes.
yeah.
It under original Switch hardware, it's not gonna, cut it.
I mean, there's a reason that fans are like, "Can we get a PlayStation version? Can we get an Xbox version?"
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what I
do
was
like.
thinking.
I think his name is Kamiya, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but the director,
Hideki Kamiya.
he's like,
Yeah.
"Ask Nintendo about that." It's like, dude, of course he's not gonna tell you that there's these other. Well, no, there probably isn't, right? I mean, if Nintendo's footing the bill, I
No.
believe they're publishing. Why would they like let it be on PlayStation? It's kind of like Microsoft buying Bethesda, and people are like, "What do you mean these other games aren't coming?" Of course they
Right.
are. Of course, these other games are exclusive to Xbox. Why would
Right.
you
And
spend that money?
yeah, and it might be one of the reasons why Bayonetta is taking so long is because they have to figure out how to like shoehorn this like really crazy action-packed game into like the Switch hardware.
Knowing
Uh,
that there's a 4K there around the corner, right at their desk, and they're like, we can have it working on this. Now we got to
yeah,
downscale to this
exactly.
OLED model.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, it's logical that why wouldn't they have another one? And I'm pretty sure we're a couple years away, man. Nintendo doesn't waste time with like, oh, every 5 or 6 years. Like it took a while for us to get the PS4, PS5 from PS3 to PS4, and then it was like 7 years, man, which is unheard
Yeah.
of. Before these cycles, they were like 4 or 5 years, right?
Correct.
Xbox is kind of a different animal in that sense because they're like, we're always in second place, we're always in whatever. We're just trying to let's get this thing out. I don't know if you remember the OG Xbox, right? That was like a 3.5, 4 year old system.
It was like 4 years.
They
Yeah.
couldn't wait to get the 360 out with this fucking
Yep.
towel situation with the red ring of death that you have to wrap a towel around it. But yeah, no, I mean it's look, Nintendo's got me cussing out here, man. But yeah, I think they're definitely lying. Of course, they're out there. Stop trying to get Zynga involved in your madness, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna get other people involved, right? Like probably the developer of Bayonetta, as we were talking about. He says, "Can you please tell them that there's no 4K model out there?"
Yeah.
But look, it's a business. They got to protect their interests. This thing is dropping next week. They don't want people to hold off on it, especially like the UK version. You heard about the price drop because of the market conditions or whatever, and then they're like, don't expect the
No.
US price drop. Don't expect one.
No.
Because the pound like changed or something. I don't know if you had heard about it, but
Oh, it's like the exchange rate or something.
yeah, and they're like,
yeah, okay.
that's
Okay.
for the UK, but over here, don't be messing around. All right, okay, Deo, any, do you want to hit him up about anything else, man, real quick before we get going on to the next reasonably hyped here?
About Nintendo, no.
No.
They have to give us the upgraded version of that. I rarely touch my Switch as is because if there is a title that is available on either my PlayStation or my Xbox, I'd rather play it on there.
Yeah. And you're a
compared
PC
to the Switch
gamer too,
hardware.
right? You got a nice PC,
Yeah,
right?
PC games,
So
yeah,
you
too.
could
Yeah,
do that. Yeah, but
yeah.
PC. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing here? Well, let's get some trophies or something. But
Yeah.
real quick, are you grabbing the OLED model? Were you
No.
convinced? Okay, we're on the same
No,
page.
no.
Don't do
I'll
it.
I'll get Metroid. Metroid, I think, also
Oh.
comes out the same day. Metroid
Yeah.
Dread is definitely.
Yeah.
I'll pick that up.
Oh, and I'm
Uh,
behind, man. I was like, yeah, I'll beat 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I'm still like, a Metroid Zero mission.
yeah.
I will say though, I did have a real quick before we sign off. Judgment, I was able to beat it by my self-imposed
Yes.
deadline. I was able to beat Judgment, and I was like, oh, I'll grab it tomorrow. And then I gotta be honest with you though. I saw the $60 price tag and I was like, So GameFly is sending it to me, and I'm gonna buy it through there. It's like $45 or something like that.
No,
So,
no, that's a real good way to. I bought it for $20 because it was like on some crazy sale back in 2018.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I'm talking about Lost Judgment, the new one. I'm waiting.
Oh, you're talking about that?
Yeah, the Lost Judgment. I'm getting it through GameFly, so I'm like $45 or something.
Damn, that was $45 already.
Well, no. If you have GameFly, look, we talk about this shit all the time, man. GameFly needs to give us a sponsorship or something, man.
They
I bring
really
these guys
should. I
up.
love GameFly.
You got GameFly too? I didn't know.
Yeah.
That. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
See, every game that they send you is like $49 or something like that. Anyways, we'll get off this. We'll go offline and talk about that some more. But thanks for joining us. Nintendo, stop lying to the people. Where's the camera? Nintendo, stop lying to the people. You know, we know there's a 4K out there. And stop wrapping Zynga up in your shenanigans.
Drop it now.
All right. See you guys later. See you guys on the next episode.
Later.